Let's check out Jacinto and Lirio and see how they take water hyacinth and turn it into multifunctional leather goods.
Hi, I'm Crystal B. I'm currently the CEO of Jacinto and Lirio. Jacinto and Lirio actually stands for hyacinth and lily. It's the Spanish translation, and in Jacinto and Lirio, we provide beautifully handmade plant leather goods. It's not from animals. It's what we call the plant leather or vegan leather. Actually, ever since I was young, I was into recycling and arts and crafts at the same time. I'm also into fashion since our family business is in the fashion industry. So later on, when I went to Ateneo and during my last year for my thesis and business minor, I decided to pursue something that is in the direction of my advocacy, which is recycling and combining it with fashion at the same time. In the Philippines, there are a lot of harmful effects associated with the water hyacinth. So one is something we all experience. It's the flooding. And the flooding is caused by the quick growth of the water hyacinth. So aside from that, it blocks the sunlight from the water. So the underwater creatures like the fish, it dies. Of course, when there's so much of the water hyacinth, there's also blockage in terms of transport. So the fishermen can't fish in the areas. And of course, when there's waterborne diseases like malaria, dengue, and who are mostly affected by that? It's the people living beside the lakes. That's when we decided that, hey, let's also help the people who are mostly affected by these environmental hazards. They say the best way to help a person is by teaching them how to fish instead of giving them the fish. So that's where our social enterprise is focusing on. Right now, we work mostly with Rizal and Laguna, especially those who are living near the lakes. So they're the ones we're giving livelihood.
Ako pala si Jul Balanova, si Vilma. Nagtatabas kami ng water lily dito sa may tabi lang ng bahay namin dito sa may Riverside, Taytay. So kasi nung pag-water lily namin dito, maraming proseso kasi, matrabaho. Kahit pa paano, pa konti-konti, araw-araw din kaming nagtatabas kasi minsan maraming order. Katulad nga nung Jacinto and Lirio na yan, 6 years plus na sa amin na dito lang lagi ang kuha ng water lily dito sa amin. Yan ang talagang hindi siya sa amin yan. Yan ang laging bumibigay sa amin yan. Sila ang pinakamatagal naming customer dito.
So our community gathers the stalks from the lake and then they wash it with water and then they dry it under the sun. And after it's scraped, they flatten the stalks. And then after flattening it, it's stuck into a sheet until it forms a whole sheet, making it look like leather, plant leather. So after the leatherization, we start with the pattern making. Then once the pattern is made, it's cut into the size we desire. So like what he's doing right now, he's cutting the sheets into smaller sheets to prepare for the die cutting. So after the materials are all cut, we go to the assembly stage. This is the assembly stage. So one material is stuck to another, like this one. The lining and the leatherette is attached. So these are some of the water hyacinth that has been cut already. And aside from cutting, this is the natural color, but some will be dyed. For this design, we dyed it. And for the prints, we used eco-friendly ink. Then we used foil stamp for accents. So we try to innovate with different customizations we can do with the water hyacinth. we do personalization. So if they're looking for purposeful gifts that are also unique to the eyes and made from vegan leather, they can approach us. Our website is www.jacintoandlirio.com. During the initial stages, we actually started with just bags. But it wasn't enough to sustain both our community and the company. During the initial years, we even had times when we were bankrupt. There were people who took advantage of us, especially since we were young. Eventually, we caught up with it. We decided to make small items so that it's faster moving. And true enough, when we did that, we were able to reach break-even until finally we were earning. Another challenge is the process of our products, the process of making it, because it really takes much time, especially with Jacinto and Lirio. We like really having not just stylish designs, but also functional designs. So functional designs are usually more complicated to make and it takes more time. In spite of the challenges, there are actually icings on the cake as well. During our initial years, we've actually won a lot of business plan competitions, which is what we used to add also to the capital. Aside from that, we also met a lot of people from different walks of life who inspired us really to be better person and to push for this type of business, to be a social enterprise. Well, our vision for Jacinto and Lirio is to help, solve the environmental issues in our country. Aside from the water hyacinth, for example, the journals that we use, we actually use cream paper, which is not bleached compared to white papers, so it's more environmentally sustainable. Together with that, we want to elevate the standards of Philippine indigenous materials as well as the communities who are producing them so that we can together grow as global brands and represent the Filipino for Filipino pride.